Hey everyone! Welcome back to AG Minis, where we're here to turn up the heat and add a dash of spice to your day with some hilariously dirty jokes. Get ready to laugh until you cry as we dive into some seriously risque humor. So grab your sense of humor and let's get down and dirty together. Maria, a devout Catholic, got married and had 15 children. After her first husband died, she remarried and had 15 more children. A few weeks after her second husband died, Maria also passed away. At Maria's funeral, the priest looked skyward and said, "At last, they're finally together." Her sister, sitting in the front row, said, "Excuse me, Father, but do you mean she and her first husband? Or she and her second husband?" The priest replied, "I mean her legs." During a discussion at Sunday school, a nun asks the children what they think God takes you by when you die. A kid responds, "I think God takes you by your feet, because once I walked into my parents' room and my mom's feet were in the air and she was screaming, 'Oh God, I'm coming!' A guy and his date are parked out in the country away from town when they start kissing and fondling each other. Just then, the girl stops and sits up. 'What's the matter?' asks the guy. She replies, 'I really should have mentioned this earlier, but I'm actually a prostitute, and I charge $100 for sex.' The man thinks about it for a few seconds, but then reluctantly gets out a $100 bill, pays her, and they have sex. After a cigarette, he just sits in the driver's seat looking out the window. 'Why aren't we going anywhere?' asks the girl. 'Well, I should have mentioned this before,' replies the man, 'but I'm actually a taxi driver, and the fare back to town is $50. 3 people get arrested and are taken into holding for questioning. The officer talks to the first girl, asking, 'What's your name?' She says, 'Yo.' The officer asks, 'What are you in for?' She responds with, 'Blowing bubbles.' The officer takes her picture and lets her go. He asks the second girl, 'What's your name?' She responds with, 'Yo, yo.' The officer asks, 'What are you in for?' She responds with, 'Blowing bubbles.' The officer takes her picture and lets her go. He talks to the guy and says, 'Let me guess, your name is Yo, yo, yo.' The guy replies with, 'No, it's Bubbles.' A man in a hotel lobby turns to go to the front desk, but he accidentally runs into a woman beside him, and his elbow bumps into her breast. They are both quite startled. The man turns to her and says, 'Ma'am, if your heart is soft as your breast, I know you'll forgive me.' She replies, 'If your penis is as hard as your elbow, I'm in room 436. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe AG Minis for more twisted tales.